Good evening. Good evening. How you doing? Good, I hope. I don't entirely remember where I was. I think we just finished the ghosts. And then we got a call. I don't remember what it was about. Oh, wait. Hayway got attacked. That's right. Revichet attacked Hayway. We just talked to them. I remember things are happening. Hold on. Oh yeah, we're also still we're investigating what's his face, Gantz. Right. Completely forgot about this entire thing. That is like the thing to do. But we just. Oh yeah, let's go and investigate Revichet's turf. But like this thing about Gantz isn't done with. Yeah, it's not done with, but there's nothing to pursue, I don't think. At this point, it's just like, there's definitely something going on. Because similar behavior has been noted in other people with similar turns of luck. I think we're like fully equipped and decked out and everything, so I don't... Technically, knowing these games, everyone would have something new to say, and maybe there's some stuff, but no. That's tedious as hell to check at, like, every possible opportunity. It's just like I thought. There are more guards posted here than usual. They're looking way more pissed than I was expecting, too. Impatient, excited, vigilant, anxious. I'm detecting a wide range of emotions from them. There's no mistaking it. They must be on high alert for any retaliation from Hayway. This isn't going to be easy. For now, ascertaining Garcia's movements should be... Should be what? Is that him right there? Garcia Rossi? Damn, how'd that monster manage to sneak up on us? It's you guys. You have the audacity to show your faces around here after all the shit you put us through? I won't make any excuses. Our deal with you only concerns Kia and Kia alone. Then we're understood. If you use our deal as an excuse to come waltzing into our territory, I'm gonna beat the ever-loving hell out of you. Yeesh, this guy's one dangerous old man. I know why you lot are snooping around here. However, you won't be getting a single word out of me on that matter. If you understand, then get lost. Damn. Damn. Please, just tell me one thing. If, hypothetically, you were to attack an armed enemy stronghold, would you attack head-on from the front, leaving everything to brute strength? Huh. An honest Jaeger like myself would never stoop to such a poor strategy. I'd wait until there was an opening and make a precise strike. Maximum results, minimum damage. Wouldn't you do the same, son of the war god? Don't ever call me that again. But yeah, that's how Jaegers operate. That's so. Thank you, I appreciate the answer. Huh, you're a strange kid. Okay, this tea is too hot still. I barely touched the mug with my lips. I was like, holy crap. But anyway, you better not come in here unprepared, you hear me? I promise you'll be torn to shreds. Something sure seemed off with him. It looked tense, but unusually haggard. I was thinking the same thing. His words were very aggressive, but I felt like they didn't have the same force behind them. I could sense a great deal of fatigue. What do you suppose could have happened to him? Damn, he's in such a sorry state. Ain't like the guy at all. I bet you guys would love to know why that is, huh? Grace? You just love popping up at the most random times, don't you? What can I say? My reporter's intuition guides me to the juiciest of scoops. Anyway, what do you say we do the old give and take? I'll be anxiously awaiting your arrival at the jazz bar. What should we do, Lloyd? For now, let's just hear what she has to say. But we should keep our guard up. We'll need to be careful not to let anything slip around her. Duly noted. Oh, well now, there you are. Alright, let me cut to the chase. Is there anything you're willing to share about the Hayway raid? I'm sure Cal showered you with all sorts of delightful details over at his office. Quick as ever. But how do you even know we visited Hayway? Well, I found out about the incident this morning. I was heading over to the grill. Ask Cal some questions when I saw Dudley barge in. So I was sitting there on the sidelines trying to fill the situation up. Who should show up but you guys? Shortly afterward, I see Dudley leave with his typical scowl. And then a bit later, you all come out looking as worried as I've ever seen you. After seeing all that, how do you expect me not to think you learned something huge? I see. I guess that makes sense. Still, Grace, I think you know better than anyone that we can't casually disclose information about an open investigation. Well, of course I know that's silly. That's why I called this little chat a give and take. After all, aren't you dying for some details on Garcia Rossi? Do you mean... You're a real pro at dangling the bait right under our noses, aren't you? As a nice little cherry on top, I might have some juicy info about the so-called auction, too. The way I hear it, Ricochet messed up so bad that the speaker isn't really interested in speaking with them anymore. I'm sure you're just dying to know how these two things are related, right? Right? Okay, I'll bite. However, everything about Cal is strictly off the record, got it? I can't stress that enough, Grace. I see. But the situation is more dire than I thought. Yeah, unfortunately it is. At the very least, both groups seem to be trying to not involve the public for now. Well, no matter which way you cut it, this raid really just came out of nowhere. It might have happened in the dead of night, but I still can't believe they targeted somewhere right next to the news building. Not to mention, it was right down the street from the IBC. Pretty ballsy move, even for Ricochet. Yes, it's true. If things had gotten even worse, it could have made people lose trust in Crossbell as Zemiria's trade capital, shaking the whole continent's economy. Right? That's what I'm saying. If this is true, it could mean that info I got was legit after all. What information would that be? Are you willing to share it now? Okay, guess it's my turn now. You see, this whole fiasco originated from inside the Mafia. Lately, I've been hearing rumors that Garcia Rossi's control over its goons has been, well, lacking. Is that even possible? Yeah, I'm having a hard time buying it myself. Can't imagine any of those rank-and-file mobsters defying that walking mountain. Well, you can choose to believe it or not. I'm just saying it might be possible that the incident in the downtown district and the grab for Maine's mining rights weren't on Garcia's orders. From the look of it, it was some goons on the lower rungs looking to make a name for themselves. If that's what those rookies are after, that would explain why they're so willing to step out of line to get it. Wait just a second. Are you saying that the raid last night was carried out by low-level members of the Mafia? Well, given the scale of the attack, it's hard to think that, but if it's true, it'd definitely help explain why Garcia was acting the way he was earlier. Maybe. Come to think of it, he didn't have his usual entourage with him. So does that mean he's lost his grip over Ricochet? There's an internal split? But what is the Don doing during all of this? According to what I've been able to gather, Marconi is desperately trying to make up for his giant blunder at the auction. Naturally, he's buttering up Speaker Hartman, who is less than pleased at Michelin. He's even trying to lure out more influential figures of Crossbell into his fold. Influential figures? Who exactly? Diet members from the Republican faction. I've heard he's met with the CGF commander too. Really? Is he trying to suppress Hayway's political influence in Crossbell? I wonder if meeting with the CGF commander has anything to do with Ricochet's weapon smuggling. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Gotta remember, that moron of a commander is also one of Speaker Hartman's cronies. I bet Ricochet's trying to win back the Speaker's favor through him. Yep, my thoughts exactly. Man, whenever I have these nice little chats with you guys, things just seem to fall into place. Turned out to be quite a fruitful little info swap. To be honest, it's been helpful for us as well. Now that we've sifted through all the details, I feel like there's something we're missing. Something we're missing? Oh, and what would that be? Looking over what we know, there seem to be logical reasons behind their actions. The actions themselves are almost random, as though they're not all coming from the same organization. I always get the feeling that Revish's operations had a certain level of professionalism to them, the kind you'd expect from organized crime. But I don't sense that at all this time around. Now I see what you mean. Now that you mention it, I'm inclined to agree. Revish's structure has typically existed as an efficient system designed to take advantage of the large amount of mirror flowing through Crossbell. For them to suddenly deviate so greatly from that system is highly irregular. So in other words, there is some element to this case that threw Revish's entire system out of whack. Is that what you're saying? Right, it's just a gut feeling though. Cow's description made it sound like these raiders who attacked Hayway possessed unnatural amounts of strength too. It's possible that could have something to do with Garcia's strange attitude. Wow, I should have expected this from you, Lloyd. You're one smart cookie, you know that? Hey, if this police thing doesn't work out for you, how about joining me at the Crossbell Times? We can aim for the Pulitzer Prize together. I'll have to pass. And I'd appreciate if you didn't make me worry about my employment any more than I already do. Remind me again, what's this Pulitzer Prize thing she's talking about? It's a prestigious international award given to the most outstanding journalist of the year. Excuse me for 1 second. Yes, this is Lloyd Bannings of the Special Support Section. I managed to get through. It's me, Bixen, over from Mainz. Oh, the mayor. How can I help you? Is there some kind of problem with Gantz? Well, you see, I'm in Crossbell City at the moment, the casino where Gantz goes. He started acting strangely, so I decided to call you. Strangely? What exactly do you mean? He's been engaged in a poker match with another customer for quite some time. Things are getting very heated. It may only be a matter of time before violence breaks out. Could you come over quickly and help sort this out? Understood, sir. Work at casino, right? We're close by, so we'll be there shortly. Okay, I'm counting on you. That was the mayor of Mainz? Sounded like he's at the casino. Yeah, apparently. Gantz might be getting into some trouble there. Seriously? If his victories gained some ill will from his opponents. Between Gantz's ego and his crazy luck, I could definitely see that happening. Well, we'd better hurry on over and assess the situation. Alright, off to Barca we go! What? Did I say something wrong? Well, Grace, it's just that... There's no point in telling her not to come. Let's just go to the casino. Oh, Grace. I wonder if she'll ever be, like, a member of the party. Even temporarily. Who have we had so far? We've had... Seeker. Noelle Seeker. Wazzy. And... Ren? Was Ren ever playable? I don't remember if Ren was ever playable. I think that's it so far, though. You came, praise be to Adios. Hurry, I think a fight is about to break out. Where is Gantz right now? Oh, yes. He's in the middle of a private match in the back room. We don't have time to waste. Gantz could blow at any second. Huh? I thought Gantz was the one provoking his opponent. Oh my god. Eat this, punk. 9, 10, Jack, Queen, and King. A straight flush of diamonds, baby. That is the second best possible hand. Because if it's an ace high, it's a royal flush, and that's the highest. Try to beat this hand. You can't. Are you kidding me? I wasn't expecting you to pull out a hand that strong on our last round. Huh, this is my true talent. You tied one too many games using those tricky hands of yours. But that's coming to an end. You've lost now, so show me your hand already. What are you talking about? I never said anything about losing. Are you kidding me? The only way you'd be able to beat me is with a royal flush. There's no way you could have... That's where you're wrong, pal. Oh. 5 of a kind with aces, no less. Can't believe that what I've seen today. It depends on the game whether a royal flush or a 5 of a kind is the highest possible hand. But either way, it's clear this hand of mine takes the straight flush of yours and flushes it straight down the drain. You. Don't screw with me, you damn cheat. Drake, you're his accomplice, aren't you? Well, screw you too. I assure you, I am nothing of the sort. I swear upon Adios' name. And during my careful observation of the match, I saw nothing that suggests Mr. Arundel was cheating. Well, he was cheating. There's no way he wasn't. Can it? How the hell am I supposed to buy that crap? Got luck and intuition on my side. I'm supposed to be unstoppable. There's no way I can lose to this jackass. Sir, please calm yourself. He's right. You gotta relax, man. Poker's just a game of luck, after all. All this means, pal, is that your luck has run out. I refuse to believe this crap. Gambling should be a piece of cake after using that stuff. Gantz? Oh no. There's no way in hell I could lose. Let me go of me, let go of me, damn it. To calm down, Gantz. This is insane strength. Gantz, stop this madness. Well, if it isn't my favorite pals, how's it hanging? Don't really think this is the time, Lecter. How can one man be so suspicious? I'm almost impressed. Well, this guy's quite the character. An acquaintance of yours? Sorta? Not like we know squat about him, though. Well, hold the phone. If I have a kind versus a straight flush? What the hell even happened here? It was a real nail biter, Randy. I was on the verge of losing the shirt off my back. I could barely keep up with this. At least we were able to neutralize the threat before anyone was hurt. Let me go, damn it, let me go! I can't lose, I can't lose! Oh goddess, how could such a thing have happened? He may not be the hardest worker, but he was always a kind man. There's not a soul in Mainz who dislikes him. Vixen, I don't know what to say. For a nice guy, he sure was pretty violent for a sec there. Hell, I wasn't expecting him to take both me and Lloyd to hold him down. I can't believe how ridiculously strong he was. Listen, guys, this is just the old reporter's intuition talking, but, you think the guy could have been on some kind of drug? You know, the real serious kind? Pardon me? Drugs? You serious? Judging by their silence, I think Lloyd and Tio seem to agree with me. Agree is a strong word. I don't want to say anything without proof, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. It's preposterous. Gantz? On drugs? I refuse to believe it. He's just an ordinary, down-to-earth miner. There's no way he'd ever use such... Sorry, sir, but hasn't it been almost half a month since he arrived in Crosswell City? Keep in mind that he earned quite a bit of mirror during his stay, too. Can you say for certain that he couldn't have taken advantage of that wealth? I won't stand for this slander. You mentioned that you're a Crosswell Times journalist, correct? You know that if you write some libel piece based on pure speculation, I will lead Mainz and its people in protest. Whoa, cool your heels. I wasn't planning on writing an article on this anyway. Would you do us a favor, Mayor Bixton? I'd like to go through Gantz's personal belongings, if that's alright with you. You too? I don't intend to apply anything, sir, but there are too many coincidences piling up here. His sudden violence, that inhuman strength, the complete change of personality. All of these aspects are eerily similar to past cases. And in Gantz's case, we also saw an absurd development in his gambling skills. It might be because he took some stimulants to boost his perception or something. That'd explain that freakish intuition of his. If his perception was cranked up to inhuman levels, he'd have no trouble reading people. It is entirely possible. I can only speculate that if I were to gamble, I would have an unfair advantage over others as well. Tio? Sorry, Tio-ta. You know I didn't mean it like that. I am aware. Do not worry. Mayor Brixton, I understand you wish to keep Mr. Gantz's reputation intact. However, please envision the scenario where he is in fact consuming drugs. If the situation were to remain unhandled, it could pose a threat to himself and others. That may be, but I can think of a bunch of possible side effects that might crop up. Same here, and that's exactly what we need to be scared of. Very well. I fear I may not have thought things through well enough. Go ahead, Lloyd. Thank you, sir. This is what I was afraid of. Pills. Goddess, no! They're really handsome after all. Pretty shade of blue, but what the heck is it? We can't rule out the possibility that it's harmless medicine yet. Maybe he has some kind of chronic disease we don't know about. Did he ever mention anything like that, sir? Not that I'm aware. No, I cannot say for sure, though. Interesting. Would you mind if we hung on to these pills for now? Please do. But listen, I beg you, do not spread this around for Gantz's sake. Of course, sir. We'll make sure to take his reputation into consideration. Also, could we leave him with you? Yes, I'll take care of him. I'll try to speak with him once he wakes up. Thanks, we appreciate it. So now we have suspicions of an illegal drug circulating through a crossbell. Definitely didn't see that one coming. Really? I would have thought the Mafia was big into the drug trade. The contrary, actually. Illegal drugs hardly ever show up in Crossbell. Drugs are messy business, you know? One misstep and they'll spread to neighboring countries like the plague. I've heard the 1st Division monitors them closely thanks to pressure from Ereboni and Calvard. So I guess Ricochet is smart enough to read the room on that one. Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, they made sure to cover that back at the police academy. Still, something about these pills. Never seen pills like this before. The color certainly is pretty, but... yeah, they're pretty sure, but they're also suspicious as hell. Tio knows what it is. It's the 2nd time she's dotted. Tio, do you recognize them? No, I'm sorry. I think it was just my imagination. More importantly, what do you plan to do with the pills, Lloyd? Good question. Thinking this case is too much for us to handle alone. For now, let's go talk with the chief. Yeah, he may know what to do. While we're at it, we should give a report on the Hayway raid. We got mafias going to war with each other, and maybe some illegal drugs now too. I get the feeling that things are about to get pretty busy around here. You can bet on it. You know, it's only been about 4 months since we first met. You guys have grown a lot since then. It really brings a tear to my eye. Grace? Where's all this coming from? Flattery won't get you any more information from us. No, I'm serious. I've got some pretty high hopes for you guys now. Almost as high as the ones I had for your brother, Lloyd. Speaking of Guy, I never got a straight answer out of you. Grace, did you know my brother? Oh yeah, back when I was still a newbie at the CNS, he helped me out more times than I can count. Sometimes I think that even though he's not with us anymore, his case has gone cold. And his case has gone cold. At least there was a team built at the CPD to carry on his will. What? What do you mean, Grace? Oopsie. Sergey might get angry at me if I say too much. Anyway, I've got an event to cover, so I'm gonna have to head out. Oh, and I won't write any articles about the drug stuff, as tempting as it is. Bye-bye, everyone! Those written like, bye-bye! Man, my voice is like super not warmed up, and so I'm mega croaky. And I know that by the time I take a break and come back, it'll be like, the croakiness will go away. We're not there yet, though. Where does she get off dangling info like that in front of us and then just walking away? Oh, another addition to the pile of things we have to think about. So it seems. Are you concerned about what she told us, Lloyd? Oh, well... even if it does have to do with Guy, I don't really have time to think about it right now. The Hayway raid, Revochet's current situation, and all these blue pills. We have a lot on our plate. For now, let's put aside what Grace told us and ask the chief how we should proceed. Understood. Hopefully he has some ideas for us. Alrighty then, let's head on home. It's definitely a lot easier on my voice if I start with like just like some combat or like a dungeon, which there's not really a lot in this game. I'm trying to figure out if there's more or less than other games. I think there's less. I'm inclined to think there's less. I guess in the beginning there kind of was, because it's like the highways kind of counted. But it's like, what do we have? We have the mine, the temple, the tower, ancient battlefield, and 2 sections of Geofront. Which is not nothing, it's just like the ratio of combat and dungeons versus talking and dialogue and stuff is... It feels like less. Like less dungeons compared to other ones. I could be wrong. Maybe Sky had about the same ratio, but I think Cold Steel... Cold Steel made sure to incorporate more combat more often. Like more areas of fighting to like fight through. Of course, that's only a complaint when I'm not enjoying the story, and I'm enjoying the story. It's just hard on my voice. That's all. You guys are back pretty late. Getting Hayway really took you that long? No, actually, we may have just stumbled into another case. We'll give you the details along with what we found out about the Hayway raid. Chief? Sorry, was it too convoluted after all? No, that's not it. It's just this series of events. I'm starting to think that it might all be connected. You do? Seriously? What makes you think that? I know a lot has gone down in the last day or two, but I want to try and connect the dots. Especially you, Lloyd. We're really gonna need those detective skills of yours here. Sure, leave it to me. Today we were able to discover roughly 3 pieces of key evidence. The information we heard from Cal about the raid on Hayway, the intel we exchanged with Grace about the current state of Revochet, and everything we learned about Gantz, the mine of remains. So there has to be something that ties the 3 things together, right? I think I'm starting to see what you're saying here. For now, let's sort through what we know. Hold on. I didn't read, which element of the info regarding Revochet can be tied to the others? I think the haphazard chain of command. I didn't read the question for the first one. I was just like, ooh, assailants. I was like, that. For some reason in my head, I was like, I saw 3 options. He's like, we gotta talk about 3 things, and I thought we're just gonna like go through the list and talk about it. I may have not picked the right thing from the first one, because I didn't read the fucking question. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the pills for this one. Can it be tied to the others? I think it's the pills. This has to be it. Did I do it right? Related elements. You think these factors overlap? They're definitely suspicious, that's for sure. I think so, Ellie. If we take a closer look, we can see certain things linking the cases. The boosted strength displayed by the mafiosos who raided Hayway, Gantz and his spontaneous gambling skills. They may seem independent of each other, but they both deal with the sudden enhancement of their abilities. Now suppose we say that the connecting factor in all this are these blue pills. Mafia must have started involving themselves with these illegal drugs in some way. Not just to sell to the public either. Revaché's henchmen must be using the drugs themselves. Is that the general idea, Lloyd? Yeah, more or less. But in the end, it's still just another theory. However, that would certainly explain a lot. In that case, maybe the reason Garcia's authority over Revaché has started to wane is all thanks to their grunts taking this drug. Once they're all juiced up, they don't need to listen to him anymore. Things are starting to make a lot of sense. Nicely put, everyone. By the way, remember the rumors Ian told us about yesterday? Of course, the trader and that stockbroker. Could those two be under the pill's influence as well? Who can say? At this point, that's nothing more than pure speculation. However, things are beginning to come together piece by piece. You feel the same way, don't you? Yes. But if I'm being honest, I don't think the Special Support Section will be able to handle a case of this size. We might even need to call in the 1st Division for support, given that the incidents revolve around the distribution of illegal drugs. Funny you should say that, Lloyd. Your timing couldn't be better. Huh? Oh, I found you! What's wrong, Kia? Are you getting hungry? Nope, not yet. We have a visitor. He's a super grumpy old man. His forehead's all wrinkly. Grumpy? Pardon me. Oh, Detective Dudley. You're late. He's supposed to be old, I guess, to Kia. He'd be old compared to Kia. Apologies, Sergey. Investigation meeting ran a bit long. This is about the same thing we discussed earlier. Do you mind if we go ahead and begin? Sounds good to me. Before we get started, I'll need you to fill them in too, though. I don't have time for your jokes, Sergey. This isn't something rookies should know about. Actually, I think the information they found will end up being pretty useful to you in your investigation. In fact, involving them will save you some time in the long run. Are you out of your mind? Then again, I did leave the Hayaway investigation to the Special Support Section. Maybe I can fill them in just... No, it's simply not. Chief? If this is a bad time, we can step out for now. That won't be necessary. They don't call Dudley the ace of the 1st Division for nothing, after all. I'm sure he realizes what he needs in a situation like this. Fine. Listen up. The information I'm about to disclose is strictly confidential. It does not leave this room, otherwise there will be consequences. Got it? Yeah, that won't be a problem. Oh, is this a secret? I love secrets. Tell me too. Well... I'll make you a snack, Kia. Why don't you go eat it with Zeit? The 1st Division is being pressured? Well, it's not quite as simple as that, Bannings. After the raid on Hayaway, we received orders to devote all our resources to quelling any disputes between the mafias. Because of that, we had to end our investigation on a mysterious drug we've been looking into recently. Really? The 1st Division was investigating the blue pills, too. We only started looking into them a few days ago. Frankly, I'm surprised you even know about them at all. How exactly did the 1st Division find out about the drugs in the first place? We were tipped off about them by a longtime informant of ours. She's been a pretty reliable source, so we started gathering more info based on her tip. But we weren't able to find anything more concrete than rumors and urban legends. I mean, a miracle pill that can grant wishes and bestow happiness? Certainly sounds like fiction to me. However, it was apparent that something shady was going on, so we were compiling a list of citizens that seemed to be connected. What are those looks for? It's almost like you're expecting everything I just said. Seems like our little theories earlier were spot on. Show 'em, Lloyd. Yes, sir. Take a look at this, detective. What? He seems like a guy that'll go, what? Are these what I think they are? We found them on a certain individual during our investigation today. We were allowed to keep them on the condition that we protect their identity. Damn it all. So it is real. So you're saying that it's possible that Revaché is the distributor? Dudley, about the order to stop the drug investigation. Any idea who made the call? It had to have been someone high up. Our chief didn't agree with the decision, but he enforced it regardless. What a mess. Hold on a moment. Does that mean someone high on the CBD's chain of command gave in to the Mafia's demands? That's unbelievable. Come on, how low can you go? The situation appears quite grave. Hey Dudley, it's clear that you came to me because you don't trust the top brass at HQ. So what is it you're planning to do? To be honest, there's nothing those of us in the First can even do about the drug investigation now. If any of us were to take action, our bosses would do whatever they could to interfere. But as a member of the police, I just can't let this go. Detective Dudley. Well, there's an easy solution for that. Leave the investigation to the Special Support Section. Lloyd, Ellie, Randy, Tio, listen up you guys. From here on out, the SSS will be unofficially collaborating with the 1st Division. Since their hands are tied, you four will take over the drug investigation for them. Yes, sir. Understood. And in return, we'll get every last bit of intel the 1st Division has about Revichet. Sound fair? But Sergey, what do you... Every bit of intel? You know there are some classified files that I just can't share no matter what. Every last scrap. Take it or leave it, Dudley. You're stuck in a deadlock and you know it. We're gonna keep doing what we want regardless, but you don't really have any options here. Damn. Fine, I accept your conditions. I'm glad we could come to an agreement. Well, so now we're the ones taking cases away from the 1st Division, huh? I can already feel a sense of superiority welling up inside of me. Yikes. Comment retracted. I suppose I really don't have any other options. Alright, I've turned the drug investigation over to you now. How do you actually plan to proceed? About that. We already have the drug itself in our hands. The next logical step is to figure out what exactly it's made of. Not a bad start, but how will you go about doing that? Based on what we know, we can assume that it is an entirely new type of drug. It's likely to be too much for the forensic tools at HQ to handle. That, and there's the risk of being noticed by the higher-ups. That's a shame. But in that case, we might be able to ask the medical college for help. I think we know just the guy to talk to, huh, Lloyd? The medical college? You mean St. Ursula? Right, we know a doctor there who specializes in pharmaceutical research, actually. I've heard he's one of the best in his field, so there's a good chance he'll be able to figure out the drug's composition. Well, alright then. That might just be our best option, given the circumstances. Dudley, can we get you to compile the 1st Division's intel and send the report to us by the end of the day? I want them to decide how to approach the investigation for themselves. Understood. I'll send it over as soon as I can. Well, then I should go. Thank you for your cooperation, Sergey. Likewise. Oh, and aren't you going to thank them, too? Listen well, you four. If you do anything stupid, this entire situation might nosedive, understand? Your task is looking into these drugs and only that. Dealing with the mafias is the 1st Division's responsibility. Stay close to the ground, behave, and most importantly, don't get in our way. Sheesh, is it really that hard to say thanks for doing my work for me? Perhaps under that tremendous scowl of his, he is simply shy at heart. Maybe so. Also, it seems he has a stronger sense of justice than I first thought. Yeah, I think we can trust him. Most of the 1st Division's just like him, diligent as all hell, driven by that same strong sense of justice. Though by the same token, a lot of them are extremely by the book, makes them inflexible and obstinate. So, you're going to head to St. Ursula right away? Yeah, that's the plan. Though I'd like to take care of some support requests too, if time permits. That's right, we didn't have the chance to go outside the city at all this morning. Guess things are about to get busy. Probably best we just tackle things one at a time. I'm glad to see you guys out for the challenge. Now, I know we're cooperating with the 1st Division, but don't get too worked up over that. Just do things that you normally do. Show me you're capable of cracking the mystery behind these drugs. Yes, sir. Alright, we're on to part 2. Part 2 of chapter 4. Want to meet privately. Okay. Gamble Estate. Flowers for fallen friends. Come to the cabin next to the graveyard. Okay. Nothing to report. I guess you can't report, like, the main stuff. That all happens at the end of the chapter, I guess. This place is nigh untouchable. God damn. Okay. For some reason, I have this feeling like I have like a decoration for somebody, so I'm just gonna double check. I don't know if Kia gets any. Oh, I knew it. I knew I had something. Collected all decorations and Enigma covers. Oh my god. Nice. What else is there? Okay. Right, this is all stuff. Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5, Chapter 6? I don't know how many chapters are in this game. It's gotta be... It's either 5 or 6. I don't think there's 7. I'd be surprised if there was more than 6. I'm tempted to take a break early, just because my voice like really needs like a minute to like rest. Because generally, like, I don't talk all day. The first time I even like, if I don't, yeah, I generally don't talk all day. Like pretty much any time I stream, it's a day where I didn't have to go out and do my part-time, one of my part-time jobs, where I do talk there, but not very much. So it's always just like a day where I'm at home and I just don't talk. So my voice is like super croaky and hoarse and it hurts to speak. Where was I going? Oh yeah, residential districts. I won't do it like right away. Which one was the Campbell house? Does it say Campbell house? Okay, well, it's one of the ones that aren't named. What's wrong, Joanna? Nothing, milady. It's just that a new edition of the Crosswell Times was to be released today, but hasn't arrived yet. Better go ask about this later. Also, generally speaking, in most games, when they have this, there's 10 issues. Somehow missed issue 5 somewhere. But there's 10. Which is why I think we're like kind of approaching the end of the game, but not really. Is Campbell the one I can't go into? Oh, it is. This is the house of Representative Campbell who sent the request. Searching for someone important, right? It sounded like the representative was freaking out. Hey, doesn't Mademoiselle's Gramps live around these parts? You happen to know this Campbell guy? Well, about as much as fellow neighbors would know each other. Representative Campbell is an ambitious man. He's so driven by his passion for politics that he often brushes aside everything else. I see, that matches the way I had envisioned him in my head. Either way, he's requesting our assistance. Let's try asking about it if he's home. I knew I was getting into this house someday. It's smaller than Ellie's. Unbelievable. What a foolish thing to do. We must find a way to retrieve her, Representative Campbell. Excuse me, gentlemen. We're here regarding the support request. You're the CBD something or other section. What a relief. We were becoming so desperate that we'd be willing to scrape the bottom of the barrel for assistance. Just a moment. Are you not Ellie, Mayor McDowell's granddaughter? Why have you come with them? It's been some time, Representative. As it stands, I am currently employed by the CPD. I visit you as a member of the SSS today. Is that the case? So be it. I suppose the mayor is neutral. Nothing to be concerned about then. Representative, the Imperial faction's cunning members rely on underhanded tactics. What if they catch wind of this incident? I'm guessing you're in a position that could cause some political strife, Mademoiselle. Speaking with Diet members is always such a pain. Excuse me, Representative Campbell, could you tell us what happened? At least what details you're able to share about the situation. It's just you look troubled, so... I seem to recall the report requesting seeking assistance in searching for an important person. Yes, that's right. Well, you see, I've run into a bit of a snag. Suppose I have no choice but to explain the situation to you. But let me make one thing clear to you. This is a politically sensitive matter. The Republican faction has been placed into a difficult situation. This must remain strictly confidential. Understood. We'll promise to keep this under wraps. We swear to remain silent about the investigation, Representative. Very well then, listen up. A certain person affiliated with our faction has disappeared. Could you elaborate? It so happens to be my very own daughter. She has run away from home along with our maid. Will that fest just end up telling us his daughter ran away? By daughter, are you referring to Carla? We were classmates in Sunday school. Really? Well, the representative and his daughter have never been on particularly good terms. The relationship seems to be entirely comprised of petty arguments. However, the timing couldn't be worse. Our main supporter, Heiwei, was raided this morning. Dealing with the aftermath has been cumbersome. That utterly foolish daughter of mine. I would normally leave her to her own devices during a hectic period like this. However, recent reports have shown the Mafia's spats becoming more dangerous. It's far too dangerous to leave two girls wandering around on their own. Yeah, I'd be worried about your daughter's well-being if I were you too. Not only that, but if this were to become publicized, the Imperial faction could use it as ammunition against me. You can't let your guard down during the diet, so I would prefer to avoid any scandals. And with that, I request you, the SSS, to discreetly apprehend and return my daughter to me. It all comes down to protecting his reputation, then. Guess that's just how these bigwigs think. He assumed as much. Well, it's clear that you're concerned for her. There's a fair chance she might be in harm's way, after all. Agreed. We understand the situation, sir. We accept your request to search for your daughter. Thank Hadios. Bring her back immediately. I can't promise we'll be able to do it quickly, but we'll locate your daughter and provide protection until we've safely brought her home. Very well. Suppose I rely on you for the time being. Proceed however you like. I believe his daughter left a note in her room. That note may prove useful to your investigation. Thank you for letting us know. We'll take a look at it then. I assume this is a room. Maybe I don't have access to the whole house, but there's no doors left. Does he not have a bedroom? I've had enough of you and your insistence on only doing as you please. So now I shall do as I please. Goodbye. Yes, I'm taking the maid with me. Knowing you, you'll surely go hungry with no one here to prepare your meals. Where do we even begin? Dad's a real piece of work, but his daughter seems like trouble in her own way. Representative Campbell is the type to put his work ahead of his home life. Now that I think about it, Carla would often complain about her father in Sunday school. I wouldn't be surprised if a sudden falling out caused her to run away from home. However, the note fails to provide a clue about where we should begin the search. The only detail given was that she ran away from her home by her own volition. Based on her note, I think it'd be fair of us to assume something. Is it sudden or is it planned? I think it's sudden. Something with the way the note is written. She's just like, I'm sick of you with this shit. I'm doing it to you now. Bye. That's basically what the note is. And you don't necessarily have to plan it if you're taking the maid with you. I'm gonna go with suddenly. She must have run away unexpectedly. As Ellie mentioned, a sudden falling out may have caused her to run away. She's pretty angry too, based on the note. I would consider that a reasonable deduction. Figure if she planned this whole thing out, the note would have been longer and filled with more resentment. How long ago do you think she ran away from home? I hope it hasn't been too long. Our search will be more difficult if she's gone far. Well, it's impossible for us to tell with the information we have at this time. Let's try to get some more information from the representative before we come to any conclusions. Well, I guess it's time to get out the shovels and start digging up some dirt. We should return here and go over the details once we've finished. In the four small rules, like everybody having to eat breakfast together. It's actually quite obvious that his daughter despises such trivialities. I see. His suffocating nature could very well be the cause of their strained relationship. Despite that, she still adhered to his rule and joined him for breakfast. How am I privy to such knowledge? I ate breakfast with them, of course. Between the diet meeting and the Hayway incident, this morning was absolutely exhausting. I had even more appointments in the afternoon, so I came to rest at home for a bit. When I did, I couldn't find my daughter or her maid anywhere. Just as I was beginning to think something was amiss, I found her note. She seems like the defiant type. I doubt he'd have any ideas as to where she would go. Now that we have information, shall we return to Carla's room and continue to analyze for further clues? Yeah, good plan, Tio. Is there anything else in here? There's no more clues in here. I need a big raging clue. How long ago do you think she ran away from home? I hope it hasn't been too long. Likely this morning. She was present for breakfast, but she had left by the afternoon. I think it's safe to conclude that she departed sometime in the morning. We should still be able to catch up with her. Still don't know where the hell she ran off to, though. Think we should ask her friends? Could be they've got a clue or two for us. No, I don't think we have the time for that. If you consider the circumstances, there's definitely a place we should have visited. We know she left this morning without having planned to. Considering that, there's one place in particular she likely had to visit first. Probably the bank to get some money? That's my first thought. I think she may have gone to the IBC. Makes sense to me. Our escapee probably needed some dough for her getaway. The IBC would be a pretty typical first spot for running away from home. If she suddenly left, then she wouldn't have had much time to pack. The IBC is certainly a possibility. Shall we depart for the IBC then? She may still be there. Yeah, let's get there ASAP. Alright, we made it. Man, it always feels like we're stepping into a whole other, much more impressive world when we come here. I presume the representative's runaway daughter may have stopped here. Shall we inquire with the receptionist? Yes, let's ask Lanfei to see if she knows anything about it. Hello again, Miss McDowell. Do you need help with anything? Hi, Lanfei. I'm just here to ask you a quick question. Did a lady by the name of Carla stop by here today? I think she may have been here with a maid. Oh, you're right. Carla did come in earlier. She told me she had urgent business to discuss with Miss Croix. With Belle? Yes, Miss Croyce agreed to a meeting, so I directed Carla up to the top floor. This all happened about an hour ago. Do you mind if we go and ask Maribel for some details? Truth be told, we're conducting an investigation. Oh yes, I think you should be okay to talk with her right now. I believe she's currently in the CEO's office. Thank you very much. Alright, let's get cracking. Creepy ass dolls. I'm so sick of this. I've been stuck in meetings all day thanks to those Revochet buffoons. Fortunately enough, I don't think the little raid will affect our stock prices negatively. Ugh. I almost want to kick down their door and demand compensation for all the hassle they've put me through. Your life never seems to get any easier. You could say that again. It doesn't help that father is who knows how many cells away right now either. But I digress. Did you need something, Ellie? Judging by the crowd you've brought with you, it doesn't seem to be a personal issue. Yes, there's something I need to ask you, Belle. A woman named Carla should have stopped by the IBC earlier today. Did you happen to see her? Carla? Oh yes, she definitely came here not too long ago. I'm acquainted with her, given that we're both in the upper echelons of society. She claimed she had an emergency and wished to speak with me directly. She proceeded to withdraw every last mirror out of her savings account. Damn, we were right on the money. Why did she have to speak directly to you for that, Maribel? You think the receptionist would have been able to handle her request just fine? It has to do with the amount she withdrew. Under normal circumstances, you would need to fill out the appropriate paperwork. Today was an exception. As you might be able to surmise, I am unable to disclose the exact amount she withdrew. That said, it was in the hundreds of thousands of mira. That is an exorbitant amount of money. Truth is, Carla's attempting to run away from home. We've been tasked with bringing her back safely. Do you know where she might have gone, Belle? Oh, well, that would explain her rash behavior. Judging by the amount she withdrew, I would assume she's planning to relocate to a foreign country. That could be it. Is it possible she had a destination in mind? Well, now that I think about it, I recall a conversation between her and her maid about sightseeing in Gransel. I believe Carla ordered her maid to make her hotel reservations there. Gransel? Isn't that Liberal's capital city? So she's ditching this joint for Liberal. She must have departed for the airport then. We may be able to arrive in time if we proceed with haste. We must notify the airport's receptionist. Alright, we have to hurry. We're sorry to have bothered you. We appreciate your cooperation. See you later, Belle. Sure? They sure know how to keep busy. When is she revealed to be evil? We know she's evil. It probably won't happen until next game, I bet. Where is she? Alright, there's no women here. I'll have to talk to she's probably all on that plane. Excuse me, do you have a moment? We have a bit of an emergency. Oh dear, what is it? You see, an individual by the name of Carla Campbell should have boarded an outgoing flight to Liberal. We were wondering, has that airship finished boarding yet? You said Carla Campbell? If you'll give me a moment, please. I'm terribly sorry, but Carla Campbell wasn't listed as a passenger. Are you positive? That's strange. I could have sworn that she would have been on this flight. Me too. There's only one flight scheduled today that's headed for the Burl, right? Correct, and it seems it has not departed yet. Pardon me. I knew it. You're with the police, aren't you? Wait, aren't you Marsha, one of the maids at Representative Campbell's mansion? Are you the maid that ran away with Carla? Yes, that's right. You see, Lady Carla never intended to go to Liberal in the first place. That was merely a rumor she spread to throw her father off her tracks. In actuality, she plans to live in the home of an acquaintance in the Republic. She's going to Calvard? Crap, she must have gone to the station then. If you hurry, you might make it in time. I'm sorry, my lady has caused so much trouble for everyone. But if at all possible, please bring Lady Carla back home. Despite what she says, she doesn't really want to leave Crossbell. So she's got her reasons for all this, huh? Well, time to roll. We'll bring her back for you. Don't you worry. If she's Republic bound, the train will be departing in a matter of minutes. No time to waste then. Thanks, Marcia. You were a big help. Marcia, could you go inform the representative of what's happened? You can leave bringing Carla back to us. Okay, please. I'm leaving Lady Carla in your hands. This is probably not true. What if it's a ruse? What if it's like a double bluff thing? Like, that would be impressive. She runs away with the maid. She spreads a rumor that she wants to go to Liberal. Then when people catch up to her, she's not actually running away with the maid. The maid is a decoy who then informs them that it's a rumor. So then they go running off somewhere else to stop her, but she's actually going to Liberal on an airship. She just went on with a fake. She went on into the airport with a fake name. I don't know how plausible that would be, going to a different country. The fake name part. But I kind of like the sound of it. I'm now looking at my camera. Hold on. Okay, never mind. It was just a smudge. For some reason, I thought it still had, like, you know that, like, the plastic they have on, like, any, like, shiny glass thing on electronics that you're supposed to peel off. For some reason, I thought it was still on my camera, and I was like, have I been using this camera for years and I never removed that plastic? We're about to start investigating that mess with the Mafia. You lot seem to be in a hurry. We are in a hurry. I shouldn't even be talking to you. Or we just go up to the ticket office, I guess. Attention all passengers, attention all passengers. Please step back from the edge of the platform once the departing train's bells begin to ring. For your safety, please refrain from leaning forward as trains pass through. And as always, thank you for your cooperation. Please try to refrain from running on the platforms. Wait a sec, isn't that the train the representative's daughter is supposed to be on? Don't make it, let's get on. Alright. Are we just now going to Calvard? I imagine it's like interlude, Calvard. I'm like, what? We cut that close. Wonder if we'll get in trouble for not following protocol. Officers should be allowed to board trains during emergencies, so we don't have to worry about that. However, the problem remains, what do we do now? The plan was to convince Carla to return home, correct? Yeah, well, we can't ride on this train forever, you know. We still gotta drop off those drugs at St. Ursula, ain't that right? That's true. We've not come this far to simply give up. Yeah, I know. The next stop is Altair, located on the western edge of Calvard. We should have about 30 minutes. Until then, let's keep trying to persuade her to come home. Roger, I'm no quitter. But I hope our words can get through to her. We have to find her first. Carla. Hey, finally found her. Now we just have to persuade her to return home. The odds of her listening to reason still seem slim. Let's just talk to other people, just in case we got some weird tidbit. Can I go to the next train? No. Don't tell me Marcia missed the train. 'Cause I'm all alone now. Can I handle this? Long time no see, Carla. Ellie, what are you... I mean, what a coincidence running into you here. Are these your friends? Oh, are you planning to spend a day or two in the Republic? Oh, well, Carla... How should I start this? I think we need to just be honest. Actually, we can take you home. Don't tell me that father put you up to this. How wrong I was. Those aren't your friends. Those are your colleagues, aren't they? Your efforts are in vain. She'll never return home. Guess being blunt was a mistake. Tell me about it. Sorry, everyone. I might have made her even more stubborn. Be that as it may, why exactly did you run from home in the first place? Judging by the note you left, it is obvious that you had some motive behind it. Well, it's a long story. My father's always ordering me around, filling my life with rules and more rules, ones he doesn't even respect himself. And this morning was a perfect example of it. I'll never forgive him for what he did. Which was... whatever it was, it sounds bad. After breakfast, he walked into my room without knocking. Huh? That's it? Of course it's not just that. What if I was changing? More importantly, Father's the one always lecturing me about how I should always knock. And even though he throws a fit when I forget to do so, this morning he calmly strode into my room, commanding me to do this and that, and to attend a dinner party in the evening, and he pries into every single small detail of my private life. It's like he can't do anything but that. I can relate with how she feels, but this is nothing more than a misunderstanding between father and daughter. How should we handle this? I mean, the father is to blame. I don't think locking the door... That's a terrible answer. Your father's to blame. Then your father's in the wrong. I can sympathize with you, Carla. You think so too? I knew leaving home was the right decision. I probably didn't help. Still, it's the first time I've ever left Crossbell. No, the only reason I decided to go through with this plan was because Marcia said she'd accompany me. I think I get the gist of this mess, but she still looks hesitant, right? She never had the strongest heart to begin with. Sure, she ran out of the house in a hurry, but I bet with every step she became more and more uneasy. And she should almost be at her breaking point. She's fairly defiant, so if I say it's dangerous to travel alone, she'd be like, I'll show you, So I'm not gonna say that. Father's worried about you? Don't think she cares. I think she probably would be more worried about the maid's feelings than her father's feelings. I think she has a more stronger connection with her maid than with her father. The maid is worried sick. I was wondering why I still hadn't seen Marcia. No, she must have betrayed me, didn't she? Unacceptable. I specifically ordered her not to tell anyone. Please calm down, Carla. It's true that Marcia informed us of the situation. That's only because she's worried sick about your safety. Despite what she says, she doesn't really want to leave Crossbell. Her words, not mine. Marcia, she really said that? I'm leaving Lady Carla in your hands. That was her farewell before we made our way to the station to find you. Well, I think it'd be best if you had another talk with your pops. Instead of running away, won't it feel better to say what you want to say to his face? You may be right. It started to think that there was no one at my side. But if Marcia is waiting for me, I don't mind returning home. Everyone, perhaps could you stay with me a bit longer and let me get everything out of my system? Besides, I need to start thinking about what I should say to Father. Sure, we can do that. We should be near Altair, but we still have to ride We still have the ride back. If you want the company, we'd be happy to oblige. I wonder if you can screw it up so much he just refuses to come home. And you have to tell the dude, be like, yeah, sorry, your daughter's gone now. I did screw up that one answer, but I think I got the other two correct. Yeah, we're finally back. That was a long trip in more ways than one. Sorry for the trouble I've caused. I truly thank you for listening to what I had to say. Please don't worry about it. Who's to say we can't handle consultations? You can count on the SSS to lend you an ear whenever you need it. Thank you. How dare you worry me at a time like this, you daft girl? Speak for yourself, father. If you had tried to come find me yourself, it would have been one thing, but to think you hired other people to do it for you. Excuse me, Lady Carla. My apologies, I was just so terribly worried. You should be sorry. I'm upset with you too, Marcia. Forgive me. But, well, I'm grateful too. Can I count on you to continue to be by my side? Of course, I'd be happy to. Oh, thank heavens. I think I finally made up my mind. I have some conditions, Father. You must knock every time you wish to enter my room. Every time, okay? In addition, you may no longer intrude upon my private life. And if you refuse, I'll be hopping right back on that train and I won't look back. Well, you have to stay home and behave yourself for a while first. So, are you honoring my request or are you refusing it? First, I don't want to be worried or have another falling out. I'll accept your terms. So this is the power of something or other section. For the time being, allow me to thank you for safely bringing my daughter home. However, not a word of the incident is to escape your lips to anyone. Am I understood? You got it. Our lips are sealed, so you can rest easy. Good. We're leaving, Carla. Don't you tell me what to do. Ellie, everyone, until we meet again. Can't thank you all enough for all that you've done. Please feel free to drop by our house whenever you'd like. We'll welcome you with open arms. Well, I guess that settles that. Even though that took forever, I'm glad we helped them out. Judging by their conversation, I think they will work things out. What a relief. Hope you're right. I pray they'll be able to work out their differences. Anyway, Lloyd, we should get going now. There's still some requests we can finish up today. Yeah, good point. Let's get to it then. Anyone on the platform? No. Oh, I can talk to them now. I'm not so busy. The fact that they got their hands on Rhineford Company weaponry rubs me the wrong way. How does Ricochet do it? Not even the CGF are able to buy those heavy machine guns. Wait, didn't you just step off a train that came in from the Republic? If you have to make one-day trips out of the state, you must be really busy. Well, we didn't have much choice, considering the support request. While you're here, have there been any developments in the raid investigation? Well, actually, we found that not too long ago, some really dangerous stuff was smuggled into the state from Arabonia. How dangerous are we talking? Well, it was some of those Rhineford-made heavy machine guns used in the raid, so very. Ricochet must have planned the raid well in advance. They were ready. Figures that's how they got those guns. But despite their careful planning, Hayway still managed to drive them into a corner. Exactly, and that's what strikes me as odd. For a supposedly premeditated raid, the performance was rather lackluster. We need to keep that inconsistency in mind as we continue to investigate. Interesting. On that note, I'm going to take a break, let my voice rest, and hopefully I'll be less croaky when I get back, so I'll be right back.